Everybody, welcome back to Playspot. Um, we have seen Kaizer Chiefs. They actually changed the way they were actually doing on the transfer market and also on the technical team. So we have Mesh over here on call. We're gonna talk about the guy they added on the technical team side, which is believed to be the strategy of Flaming back, and we have the striker updates, and also we have these young boys from Cape Town, which is Boy and also Rods, and also what Nabi said. So if you're new in the channel, consider subscribe. Mesh, how are you, man?
Good bra Dinsa.
Ngimnandi wena.
Standard.
Uyazi macala asibangene.
Wala.
Yeah. So as things stands, Mesh, we have also the new guy which have been appointed Kaizer Chiefs. So I wanted you to explain to people what will be the role of this guy.
Kabelo
Yeah,
Bosilo.
yes, Cabello.
Yes. So he will come in as an administrator.
Yeah.
So basically, he's going to serve as also like an advisor of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Advising in signings, advising in coaching, like which figures of people must stay, which figures of people must go, which direction the team can take,
Mm-hmm.
Same with what Flemingbeck has also done, and similar also to what I think Bobby has been in this position before, if not, probably still is in this position. So I think this, just like the coaching has been dealt with, where the coaching got the technical team,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's time that management also is strengthened
Yes.
and you give more figures in management with more experience.
Mm-hmm.
The same with adding fitness coaches, adding conditioners and all those
Conditioners.
things,
Yes.
adding them to the team of the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
This is similar. We are
Yes.
adding now to the management staff.
Yes.
So this is it's a great initiative and a great addition, and it shows the direction that the team is trying to take.
Yes.
Because this guy has spent his time in Africa over the last 10 years, according to what we have seen,
Mm-hmm.
and he has worked with CAF, in a lot of different ways. So for him to be at not only a national level but an international level, to be outside the country, I think it's a great addition by Chiefs. I think that they've done well,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been doing well. And also at the same time, when you look at management, they've made a lot of mistakes over the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's been many times we could have signed players and we failed to sign them. So maybe this guy can also urge them, to say that no, let's collect.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is here, let's collect him whilst we have, because we've seen him, give good advice. We lost out on a lot of players, players that even made themselves available to the team. I believe Kermit Erasmus was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
when he came back overseas. But, we took it lightly. We offered, I think, little, we didn't respect the player that he was at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and we lost out on him. And he went on to actually have a great career in South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and not only in one team, but more than one team.
Mm-hmm.
He's done well everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that sometimes, such decisions like that, losing a figure like Erasmus, we saw what he did with Pirates. He gave them power up front. He reminded you like of Benny, Benny when he was in Pirates,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, okay, he may be quiet, but he's going to pop up. And when
Mm-hmm.
he pops up, it's going to be a goal. Do you
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think that, such little mistakes that we've made, like some of the coaches that we've hired, inexperienced coaches that haven't won cups, coaches that are not proven, and we made the mistakes over and over
Yeah,
and over and over again.
that's true.
Unproven coach, but from Europe, we took them. Unproven coach from South Africa. Unproven coach has never even coached in the PSL.
Yeah.
Took two coaches that have never coached in the PSL. We took Ncheki, no record in the PSL, and we took Atazwan, and no record in the PSL, and those people head coaches.
Yes.
And we made that mistake in such a short space. We went down,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, remember, the results are not there. So you need somebody that can bring results.
Mm.
And, there's coaches that we signed at a much later stage where even their style of play has it has gone out everywhere. Like
Yes.
Kevin Hunt. We got Kevin Hunt when the style of play of Kevin Hunt, even Mourinho, he's no longer coaching at the top flight football. Football has evolved. So hopefully this is one of the guys, Capello can help us in terms of maintaining or being up and running with the times of how football has evolved.
Yes.
And it's crazy that the 10-year gap that Sundowns has over all the teams in the country, it can be covered by just doing those things. You get a
Yes.
proper coach,
Yes.
you get proper players that fit the coach's style,
Mm-hmm.
you get people that support management, the administration,
Yes.
you get your conditioners, your fitness coaches, all those things. There are some teams in the PSL that are skipping that process. There are
Mm-hmm.
some teams in the PSL that are only relying on one coach. With how football has evolved, you'll make the same mistakes of signing Darren Keat,
Mm-hmm.
signing Robler over and over again. Do you
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because times are moving, right?
Yeah.
We need to find you need to find a coach that can find Nkota from
Yes.
development and turn
Yes.
him into a star, turn Mufukeng into a star. And you can only do those things by having a technical team, having a good administration, management. Everyone must have the same idea,
Mm-hmm.
and you can cover a lot. As soon as you start playing well, it's good enough to get results.
Yes. I know, man. Thank you for actually going deep into how important is this guy, Cabello, being signed at Kaizer Chiefs right now, or added on the technical team. So, if you are moving on, we had Kaizer Chiefs. They actually agreed on the deal of 4.2 million on signing Kanyiso Shinga.
Great signing by the team. The team is I think again Shinga. You can undermine, but he's more developed than some of the players. In fact, most of the players in the PSL,
Yes.
because he is a modern day fullback, and there's very few modern day fullbacks that are good or that are successful in the PSL.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in order for those teams to or those players to be successful, they often have to find themselves in those they often have to find themselves in those good environments where the
Mm-hmm.
team actually has a structure. That's why we can appreciate TS Galaxy. That's why we can appreciate Pirates, Sundowns. That's why we can appreciate all the teams that have a good coaching structure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to make things work even without having players of even much better quality than like Chiefs, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Their squad is better than TS Galaxy squad, but TS Galaxy is able to play really, really good football,
Mm-hmm.
and they're able to play the same way every single game, whereas with Chiefs, they try, but, oftentimes, there's those things of changes. So those things of changes, they are there because, for example, Cross or you find Mashiane, you find our players, they may be good in one department and not good, in both
In
departments.
both
And
departments.
that makes the team to have a hole. That makes the team to have a gap.
Mm-hmm.
So finding somebody who's a bit more modern, who can do both tasks, I think that's a solidifying statement also made by the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're spending where it needs to be spent. I think it's worth it to spend that much for a player that spent all his playing career in Portugal.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I thank you also for that one, and we also uh, received an update saying that Kaizer Chiefs they actually training twice a day, and with this Flavio Silva, the Flavio Silva, I think Flavio Silva, um, they also arrived, and Chislet is also arrived at Naturena, and they are training twice. So the team also, the former team of this guy Silva, they also reviewed that they let the guy go. So this one is a done deal.
Yes, again, the coaching structure is showing, that there's been improvement.
Yes.
Simple things like this, we never had them with the previous coaches. We never had Nzeki is training twice, or Kevin Johnson is doing intense training, or things of that nature.
Yes.
So I
It's
think that
passionate actually.
sometimes, yes, the passion, like the passion that the coach has for his job is showing on the players.
Yes.
These are players that are said to be average, but you know um the coach is making us see glimpses of greatness that can be found in these players, and
Yes.
I think that's a good step in the right direction. To find a fit team, knowing the schedule that's up ahead, knowing the schedule that we're coming from, and wanting to do better. I think those little moments, these little signs, the team is training twice, they're preparing, all these things. I think that's a great direction the team is taking. And I also believe that with whatever that's happening, at the team, I feel like the spirit is a unified spirit. They're in unity. I
Mm-hmm.
think the management, the players, the coach, everyone. I think that the whole department has one goal. They're speaking the same language, and I think that's a very very dangerous team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, bruh, as we are running out of time, we have these rumors about Emile Whitboy and also with this and Jaden Rods. So I was I was asking you to just break down a little bit if you think this signing can be great for Kaiser Chiefs.
100%, 100%. I think we need Vitboy is a big signing.
Yeah.
He is a big signing. We must understand that Chelsea was looking at him and they were looking to sign him. They just did not have an agreement,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that Chelsea will come back for Vitboy.
Yeah, I heard that also still knocking.
Yes, if not Chelsea, some other team will come for Vitboy. If Chelsea has already scouted him and they felt it's just that maybe there was a disagreement with money,
Mm-hmm.
or things like that, but they are going to come for him.
Yes.
Any other team overseas, they're going to come to him for him, because he's already on the radar, in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So Chiefs should act fast so that they can also make profit in the future.
Ah.
And it would be a beautiful story also if the player comes from Kaizer Chiefs, and goes on to the world. The same, we've seen, over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the same time, even with Rhodes, strong player, is very good, is very young, and you see Velepai, you see Titus, you
Mm-hmm.
see Rhodes, you see
Mm-hmm.
these type of players, that
Mm-hmm.
speed, that power.
Mm-hmm.
These modern day wingers, we
Mm.
need more of those.
Yes.
In the team, we need people that are dominant in their position. We
Yes.
don't need somebody that is a chance taker. We need someone who's dominant. Like
Yes.
when you know that okay, Rhodes has the ball on the flank, something is going to happen.
Yes.
You know that he's going to use his speed, he's going to use everything, his strength, all those things, his skills, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need that. We need challengers, people who go for the defenders.
Yes.
They must chow the defenders. They must
Yes.
they must not play.
Yes.
When you get a defender, you chow it. You
Yes.
don't play around. The defender must show his strength
Mm.
of defense. But if you pass the ball back, what strength is the defender showing? You must also show your strength going
Mm.
forward. I think these two signings, they have that. When Vitboy has the ball, he's similar to Villagazi. He gives that team momentum of moving forward. So amazing signings they could be, and I think at the same time, business wise,
It's going to benefit
I
Chiefs.
think Cape Town City has seen the mistake that Cape Town Spurs made. I believe that had they taken those deals for Velepa and the other guys, Cupido, I believe they would have survived relegation
Yes.
further down.
Yes.
Because of that financial support and everything. But I'm hoping that Cape Town City is able to let go
Yes.
of the players in order to even buy status or whatever the case is, just
Mm.
to be back in the PSL or to maintain themselves, without having big, getting less money, but they still have big salaries to pay to players. So I'd rather you let go of some of the players and then you start with the same quality with everybody.
Mm.
And then you add on as time goes. But you mustn't lose the crust of the team. But you can lose some of the players, especially players who've got potential, who are wanted by the big teams in the country. Just sign the contract, allow the business to happen so that you don't fall further down when you are relegated,
Mm.
so that you can even be able to afford, a status. It's
Mm-hmm.
much better that way.
Yes. Mina ngiyakuzwa njani. I'm listening. Uh Man, I just want to ask you a last question and we close. Um where do you see Kaizer Chiefs next season on the Premiership and also on CAF, and asking how many trophies you expect?
I think Nab is a cup winning coach. I think that's something that we know that we're going to compete in the cups. And I think towards the end of the season, the season was not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
The way we're playing, so many holes, the defense, all these things. But at the end of the day, he was still able to deliver that trophy. And I think that now that the team is better, he will do better also. Now that certain holes have been filled, obviously we're still lacking in midfield. Midfield, there still needs to be a signing, but the team said they're going to announce signings before the camp, during the camp, after the camp, as the transfer window goes. So I think that there's a lot that we can expect from the team, and it's an improved team. I do see the team doing well in the CAF Confederation Cup, and I do believe that Nabi will take it because remember he went to the final, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
in the previous one. So I believe that it's destined for him to be there in the final again, and he
Yes.
will win it this time.
Yes.
And it's not new for him. It's not new also for the team Chiefs. They just recently, in 2021, the CAF, Champions League. So it's not new to some of the players like your Nobos, your Vumas, and all the youngsters that are still there, from the previous team. So yeah, I think the team is going to do well. I think the team is going to collect cups. I think more than one cup is very, very much possible. And as a fan, I see the team doing well. I think the team will go to CAF the following season. They'll do enough for CAF.
No. Okay, thank you very much, Mesh. So, guys, I'm also leaving you with these same questions on the comment section. Let me know how many trophies do you expect from Nabi, and also on the table log, as Nimesh also say that they're going to CAF Confederation on the next coming season. This is this. I'll see you on next lovely video, guys. Thank you for your support. Road to 100K subscribers. Peace. Thank you, Mesh.
Thank you, Mila, and thanks to the listeners.
Danko.